Alright, what are y'all up to? This is Eric with Aspiring Music Writer YouTube channel, ASPIRING Music Writer. My profile picture is with me and Kevin Fowler. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Also, share, like, comment, suggest, disagree. I don't care, just don't be too harsh. But this video that I am currently doing right now, sorry, allergies are really bad in Arkansas right now. But anyways, is I went and seen Mike Ryan, and the Cottonwood Crows opened for them Friday night. I think it was Friday night. Yeah, Friday night. And I went and seen them. I took about 6 months off of live music, really everything, but live music mainly. So that's why I haven't been posting in a while. Anyways, get something to drink real quick. But if you have not seen Mike Ryan or the Cottonwood Crows, please do. They are awesome. I'm wearing some merch right now that I got. Now this is just my Cody King the Departed necklace that I wear a lot. And then I got a Mike Ryan hat. I'm growing out my hair. And then the Saturday night, Lance Rourke gifted me of a shirt. So kudos to him and thanks so much. I'll be doing a video on him. He opened up for Kyle Nix Saturday night at the Majestic. But anyway, as I said, went and seen Mike Ryan and Cottonwood Crows. I said, if you haven't had the chance, do it. Especially love Texas music, Oklahoma music. I can't. Oklahoma music I seen Saturday night. I forgot Cottonwood Crows are from Stephenville. But if you don't know who Cottonwood Crows are, check them out. They've got 4 singles out, 1 EP, and 2 full albums out. And their latest one is called The Ones We Forgot About. And it came out March 4th of last year. Great Texas original music to me. Like, they don't sound like anybody. Neither does Mike. But anyways, Cottonwood Crows, it's a 4-piece band, a quartet if you want to get professional. And Matt Hartman is lead vocals and plays rhythm guitar and acoustic guitar. Orlando Sanchez is on the drums. Bassist Mason Morris and Clayton Miller is on lead guitar. But like I said, they're from Stephenville, out of Stephenville, Texas. They got the 4 singles, an EP, and 2 full albums. Check them out. They're badass. I've seen them. Or not seen them. Well, I have seen them. But I have listened to them. Great Texas music. Of course, if you know anything about this channel or me, you know I love Texas and Oklahoma music. They kicked off with about 12 to 13 songs. I'm not quite for sure how many. I think they did a couple new ones. They did a new one, and I don't know what the title of it is. And then they did Mexico, and I think it's off their latest album. Then they went into Leave, and then Like You Used to Be. After that, they played Gypsy Soul. That was on this Time EP. And I took a video, and I'm going to go back and write down the songs I recorded. After Gypsy Soul, they did Goodbye, and then another new one called Tornado. That's a great song. They did Seattle, then another new one, I think. Now, if this is a cover, let me know if you know the Cottonwood Crows, because I'm not quite for sure. I forgot to ask. They did a song called 14 Miles. Then they did Light on My Hand. Then they did their newest single, Hotel Floor. and then they ended with Back to You. Great show. I've seen them about a year prior to this, and I can't remember who they opened up for. But they're great young Texas band. And then after all their equipment was done, Mike and his gang got up there. It was really cool because I got to meet Mike's newest lead guitarist before the show, Hunter Parody. And that's how you say it. I can't remember the Colin, the merch guy. I always talk to the merch people when I go over. Usually they know me by now. If I see them more than 3 times, they know me. And unless I got a new merch guy. But we were just chatting back and forth, and Justin just happened, or not, I keep wanting to say Justin, but Hunter, sorry, came by and we took a picture together. But Mike Ryan is a 5-piece quintet. Sorry, I like to do that. 5-piece band. Mike Ryan is lead vocals, acoustic and rhythm guitar. Then Clayton Edwards was on bass. And I think he plays for Co Wetzel. One of them played for Co, I can't remember. Or TJ Fairman, I can't remember. And then Luke Calloway was on the drums. Jerry Reynolds was on fiddle. Oh my God, Jerry can really play that fiddle. Well, both of them. There's another. It was in Kyle Nix's band. Sorry, and then Hunter was on lead guitar. First time I really talked to Hunter, I did a couple Mike Ryan reviews of a couple of his new songs on Long Cut. I think it was before Long Cut was actually released. But if you haven't checked out Mike Ryan, you don't know who he is, check him out. He's got 8 singles out and 4 complete albums. They are so good. To me, he's got his own sound, and to me, it's more mainstream. And I'm not knocking that at all. Because some bands are more traditional, some are bluegrassy, more country rock. But Mike, to me, is a little bit more mainstream country, but it's original and it kicks major ass. They did about 15 songs that night, 14 original and 1 cover. They kicked off with 2 songs off Long Cut, which is their latest album, Die Rockin' and the title track. After that, they did Jacket On and Blink and You'll Miss It. That was off their last album. Then they did All My Songs and When I Drink Beer, which it was, you can find that on Bad Reputation. They did Loser and Forgiveness and Rain. That's on Long Cut. They did So Good. Great. I don't know if I got this on camera or video or not. Dance All Around It. That's one of my favorite songs by them. It's on the Bad Reputation album. Then Can Down, Other Side of the Radio. That's probably hands down my favorite Mike Ryan tune. Then they did a Red Eye Flight. And then what was cool is, I'm going to go a little off side road for a minute. Couple years ago, I can't remember how long, this will tie in, I promise. BJ Barham of American Aquarium, during COVID, where they couldn't play any shows, or anybody really, because everybody was locked up. A lot of people couldn't even go to work. At that time, he was going live, and but like all the people that he tours with, like Cody Canada and all them, Randy Rogers and whoever else they've opened up for, a lot of Texas and Oklahoma artists, they were doing like old Guy Clark songs and Jerry Jeff Walker and all these old Texas people. And I don't know if someone asked him why he didn't do that, But I watched him on a live video one night, BJ Barham of American Aquarium, and he said that, and I give him props because he don't bullshit about stuff like this. I don't know how that came about, where he was doing he started doing 90s country covers. You know, he goes, I did not grow up listening to Texas or Oklahoma music. Texas mainly, I think. He said, so I grew up on 90s country, which would have been like Tim McGraw, Toby Keith, Brooks and Dunn, Faith Hill, Martina McBride, Garth Brooks, Mark Chestnut, all that great 90s country. And I'm a 90s kid too, and I got so burned out on it because that's all I listened to, especially when I started discovering Red Dirt and Texas country, Oklahoma music. Anyways, but during that time, American Aquarium, they do something. They've had 2 albums called, what do they call that? Slappers, Bangers, and Certified Twangers, which is it's usually 10 tracks on an album of their favorite 90s country songs. And at first I was like, oh, another cover album. And the bad part, well, I don't know if it's good or bad until I hear it, is a lot of times when you get a cover album, it's not that the artist didn't try for me, it's they make it sound too much like the original. And it's nothing, it's not original, they cover it to where it don't sound like original song, if you get what I'm saying. And I was like, man, at first, I was like, you know, I hope they do a real good job, because if they mess this up, it may ruin 90s country for me. But kudos to them. I was so impressed how original sounding BJ and the gang made those albums. There's 2 of them. Because they're still 90s country, but in a different way. Like you could tell, like if you went up to somebody and said, hey, listen to this album, you didn't tell them that it was any 90s country and they had no knowledge of it. They wouldn't know because it's that original. And because another thing too about that I was wondering how his voice was going to do with like the higher voice, female voices, but he made it fucking work. He did. Anyways, but that's what I was, that was my little sidetrack, was ever since then I've noticed that bands, whatever band it is I'm seeing, do a few covers, or at least one cover of a 90s country, especially if they're in that age area group, you know. And after Red Eye Fly, they did Tim McGraw's Just to See You Smile, and they nailed that son of a bitch. Great playing and great singing. God, Mike has a badass voice and can belt some songs. But after the Tim McGraw cover, they went back to the original stuff and did Dear Country Music and Get Away With Anything. Afterwards, they did Way It Goes, and then Girls I Date. I love that song. Then they did their like big hit, not hits, but crowd favorites, New Hometown, which was their very first single, I'm pretty sure. It came out on October 20th of 2016. Then they ended with The Rewrite and Damn Good Goodbye. And good Lord, Mike sung the hell out of that song. And the band played it so awesome. But that is my review for Mike, Ryan, and the Cottonwood Crows Open Up. And check this video out. Check my music page out, or YouTube channel, Inspiring Music Writer. And look forward to more videos. And I'll see y'all later.